Good evening, gentlemen. Good morning, gentlemen. Welcome back. This is part 3 of Kevin Samuels 1v3. So, without further ado, if you've watched part 1 and part 2, you know what we're going to do.
I just don't go to clubs that often.
But that's not the point. I asked you, how many times have you gone to a club where you got in free where ugly chicks or less attractive chicks had to pay? And you know that's happened. You didn't say, I'm still, excuse me, sir.
Excuse me.
Even though I'm attractive, I demand that you charge me full price.
No, she hasn't.
That's fair, right?
Okay, so because I...
Answer the question.
Is that fair?
That means that I should
Is
get...
that fair? Before we go there, I'll answer your question if you at least answer mine. Is that fair?
Why can't
Life isn't
you?
fair.
Well, if that's the case, you accept it in the sexual marketplace.
That's one thing. That's also we got to do, gentlemen. You have to make sure you secure an answer. You know, hold women accountable. Hold them accountable. Okay? You might lose a lot of them because you hold them accountable. Trust and believe. Trust and believe that. You will lose a lot of them because you hold them accountable. But you will feel like a much better individual on the inside as a person. I'm telling you. You'll feel so much more relieved. Okay? Instead of holding in some shit that you know is bullshit. And it's only making society worse. It's making your day worse and your life worse. Trying to hold on to the bullshit and spare these women their feelings. They don't try to spare you yours. They never try to spare yours.
Is, man, see, what you've proven, like many feminists and many women, you're okay with the double standards that benefit you.
Right.
But the ones you don't like, you just throw at the wind. You use sign language, shame, insults, guilt, and the need to be right to deflect and dismiss that.
Oh, and the need to be right. Okay.
I'm not. I'm just challenging.
Shame, insults, guilt, and the need to be right. Okay.
You're oversimplifying a very complex situation.
No,
I heard sign language mediocre tutorials. I didn't realize he said it first.
Highly effective, competitive alpha is a female notion.
And have to continue to compete with other pretty girls because men are too simple to stick with one.
Well, how about this? The kind of men you're talking about is simple enough to make the lights you live in, the air conditioning, all the stuff that you... Hold on, excuse me, ma'am. The simple men built the world that you use.
I built my own world. So.
No, man, you use the world he built. No, man, you...
Don't you ever let these women think that they have built their own world. No, you have not. Bitch, you have not built your own car. You have not built your own house. You've not produced any of them clothes that you wear, nor the hair, nor the fucking makeup, the shoes, the seat that she's sitting on, the microphone she's using, the headset that she's got on. None of that shit did she produce or any one of her sisters produced. They just sit around looking pretty. Maybe the secretary at some of these businesses. That's about it.
Use the world men built.
Use it.
We built that.
You're welcome.
I can't believe you. So you're telling me that men...
I'm sorry.
I just asked you a question. You just...
He asked, let him ask the question again.
Super men built the world that you use.
I built my own world. So
no, man, you use the world he built. No, man, you use the world men built. Name me 5 great female inventors. I'll give you what? Madame Curie.
Made 5 great female inventors.
I can't believe you. So you're telling me that men...
No, ma'am, I just...
That's the homework.
No, you folks... See,
that's the homework, gentlemen. Whenever you have a discussion with a woman about this, you just ask them, name 5 great female inventors. Because I'm sure you can name 5 great male inventors. No problem. I mean, yeah, it might take you a little bit of time to really think about it, after Einstein, Thomas Jefferson and Gerald Ford, but you can still keep on going. Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk. You can go to today. You can go 100 years ago, 1,000 years ago. The cotton gin, the telephone, the cell phone. Heart transplants. All that shit. Look, let's continue.
Answering questions with questions. We're talking about building. Name me 5 great female inventors or builders.
That's the homework. That's the homework. Ask everyone you know.
Or builders.
That's the homework
really
from the teacher,
question.
Kevin, straight from Kevin Sanders' mouth. That's the homework.
Yeah, I was gonna. Well, also, I don't remember the lady's name, but there's a bunch of names in Miami.
Go on and do it. She's afraid. Go on and do it. Go on and get on in there, baby girl. You got it.
Miami was established by a woman.
Oh.
Congratulations. But the
Okay.
The land was established by.
Oh, okay. So Miami was established by a woman. Okay. So that woman came to Miami and established the settlement by herself? Or did she come with a group of women? Or did she come as the lead because she was just, she was pretty good and maybe she had some kind of favor because her dad was somebody who owned a different state. So she was the lead of a group of men. And it was named, after her, whatever she wanted to name it. Was that more likely what happened? I think so.
But this country was first landed by who? Men or women?
Men.
Exactly.
I agree with
Yep. And see, the thing is, I've done this show
time.
about survival, and you can go back to Bear Grylls, Island Number 2.
Yep.
Man, you can
Bear
only
Grylls.
be feminist in a first world country.
Feminism in a first world country. That's it. We can only have feminism in a first world country. I'm glad that they ended on that soundbite. That's a great soundbite to end it on. I'm not ending it here, but I'm just saying that's great timing.
There's a hierarchy of needs. You are correct. We all
We don't need you.
At all.
We don't need you.
I don't need you for shit.
Great. I don't need you either.
Yes, you do.
We don't
Yes,
need
you
you for survival. You need us for survival.
Okay, so
What
how
I'm trying to get you to understand, man, is you have a right to your opinions.
obviously I don't have a right to anything.
Well, no, you have a right to believe what you want, but the thing is, you're not allowed to the outcome. You're allowed to have an opinion, just like men are allowed to have an opinion. And you don't have to compete or deal in a situation that you deem is unfair, but you can't complain about the rules that are already set. You like the rules that benefit you, getting into the club for free, but you don't like the rules that benefit men. High value men have the leverage.
Exactly, because I'm 1 years old and I'm getting a little fed up of these men kind of attacking me. I do not go to clubs anymore. So please.
Look at this right here, what she just did right there. Because she started off, I'm certain such and such age. I'm too old to be dealing with such and such shit. And then she goes into a shaming, insults, guilt, and sign language. What did she say specifically?
Because I'm 1 years old and I'm getting a little fed up of these men kind of attacking me. I do not.
Of these men kind of attacking me. And watch later on, she's gonna start adding words to these men like pathetic, loser, not we will see. Continue.
Go to clubs anymore. So please.
So what?
Stop.
What's the point? What's that?
Double
point?
standard bullshit. I work in a man's world, and if anything, I've had to work 5 times as hard in this world as a man to.
No, you have not. A woman has never had to work 5 times as hard as a man to get anywhere in life. Even a fat, ugly woman doesn't have to work 5 times as hard as a fat, ugly man. A fat, ugly woman. There's fat, ugly women right now getting money from dudes. Having sex with men. Right now, fat, ugly women. I know. I was about to sleep with one myself when I slept with a couple. So to sit up here and act like fat, ugly women don't get no fucking play or something. Oh man.
Get where I am. So
Okay.
Or to act like they offer so much more. Like she had to offer so much 5 times as hard. How? 5 times as hard when? 5 times as hard how? I guarantee you ain't never been called over by some big dude and said, "Yo, could you get that thing off the top shelf for me?" But I guarantee you called over a big dude to get something off the top shelf for you. That's one way he has to work harder than you. Here's another way he has to work harder than you. When you have a box that may be too heavy for you, you go and get this big dude to come get the box for you. So he has to stop what he's doing or add to his list of things to do what you need for him to do. There's another way. That's another way he has to work hard in the job. Another way he has to work harder in the job. is he can't really truly be himself at the job. See, before when it was all men on the job, all men could just be themselves on the job. Whenever we see women walk past the job site, we would just whistle and say whatever we want. Now that we have women on the job site, oh no, we have to treat them like, no, we have to treat them like, oh, they're dignified and they're just as capable as us. And if you don't treat a woman like that, then you could lose your job. But if she treats you like that, hey, she treats you with a double standard. Oh, you should man up. She could treat you with double standards all day. And guess what? That'd be okay. But if you treat her, if you do anything that could be considered some kind of double standard or sexist or something that makes her uncomfortable or anything like that, you will lose your fucking job. Let's continue. You don't have to work 5 times as hard as any man. Shut the fuck
So
up.
now, since you want to tell me you were 31 years old and had to work in a man's world, that's a privilege. If you don't, here's the thing, man. You say the problems with men. The only one that's complaining about the double standard harshly is you.
Yes,
But if you get you too.
all the benefits.
Okay, well, here's the thing, man. If you don't like, okay, ma'am, you're a competent woman, correct?
Okay, so I should quit my job and
No,
never.
you should build Amazonia. And make it the female utopia that benefits women.
I probably should after
Well, then
listening.
go ahead.
Yeah, but you're not.
But then
You have to build it.
Build something.
The problem is you wouldn't get enough women to want to go and do that shit. Because women y'all ain't going to try to build nothing by yourself.
I'm
Oh,
saying
period.
that you came at me with the same line. I've had to put up at 31 years old to deal with men's bullshit. You live in a first world country. You're
Yeah.
in Miami, one of the most posh places on the planet.
Right.
Complaining about double standards.
Right.
That you participate in.
Right. Thank you.
You that I don't go.
I don't go to clubs
so
anymore.
you're
But you
telling me-
used
Give
to.
an example.
But you used to. And you still haven't answered the example.
But see, that's another way of you trying to get me online and then correcting me because I'm a dumb man. I get the point.
No, you're very rude and very aggressive.
No, I'm very direct. And when you were doing this to the men, you had
Right.
no problem.
She was doing this shit the whole show.
I'm just acknowledging your balls.
Why?
I'm tough woman.
Why? Why should I?
Why? Because I'm just giving what you give. I'm respecting that's what you give to people. But see, the thing is, you're okay giving this to people.
Okay,
I'm just challenging what you think.
Right.
these are my
And
opinions.
here's
when
a-
I came in
here's
here.
some-
I'm the one that
Here's
presents.
something that a lot of us men don't realize when we're dealing with these women. When you're arguing a point with most of these women, they've never had to argue a point past, I'm not going to fuck you any longer. Okay? Because most men are afraid that they're not going to be able to fuck this girl again or in the future or have any chance. I wouldn't give a fuck. I care less about having the chance of fucking you, bitch. What the fuck is wrong with you? This is the type of bullshit that is getting passed on to the next generation. This is what you want to act like the MGTOW. Something wrong with a MGTOW. I've never thrown out that many deflections. Rapid fire. Just rapid fire deflections. Rapid fire deflections. No acceptance of accountability. Everything is the men's fault. Nothing is her fault. Ever. How much time we got left? Oh shit, it's still going at 13 minutes. Okay, maybe I can get longer. Let's continue.
I just listened to you for 2 nights saying these things. And I'm
2
just
nights.
talking to you one-on-one. And you're not backing down. I'm just challenging what you say, man.
To a bunch of weak ass men tell me that
See,
I'm
there
not
it is,
attractive,
weak ass
and I'm
men.
not this and I'm not that.
I'm not this,
because
and I'm not
I
that,
am
and I'm
gonna
not this.
back down
You sound like
and
a
listen
child.
to somebody
You
who
have
says,
not
You
specified
said
one
you
thing
know
that
what
you're not.
weak-ass means?
That we
you
said.
think that I should have to accept less
No,
than
ma'am, I don't think you should have to do
Have to
anything you
sit
don't
up.
want to.
That's not what we're saying.
But I'm trying to understand, who are the weak-ass men you're referring to?
Amazonia because
Who are the weak-ass men you're referring to?
Oh, so you're admitting that Amazonia would be less than the man's world? Are you admitting that Amazonia would be less? You're saying that you have to accept less, and then you said, you're telling me to go build Amazonia. Oh, so you're saying building Amazonia, the woman's utopia, would be less than what men have done?